Am I in focus here? I think so. Or just about. Autofocus on this camera is pretty crap. They weren't kidding when they said that about the 60D. But I don't want to have to switch back to manual because that's just another complete disaster. Anyway, back to the main point of this video, which is to show you around my home gym, or at least to show you the equipment that I have at home that I used to work out with, right? And at the end of this video, I will also give you my top recommendations as to what you should have, the most essential equipment that you should have in your home. So we're going to start downstairs and outdoors, where I have this piece of equipment, which is my most prized and for me the piece de resistance of my home gym. And then we will work our way back up upstairs where we are now. So item number one in my home gym collection, which you probably already guessed, is my weightlifting gear. So you can see that I have the most essential equipment, which is the barbell right there, sitting on the rack. I've also got a bench right in the middle here, and some rubber mats on either side. So I didn't get all of these all at once. I actually just started with buying the barbell, all right, along with two 10 kg plates. So that was literally all that I had at the beginning, and this was probably less than a year ago. All right, it was a few months into the COVID lockdown. So by then, I had started getting more serious about my strength training. So I thought, I invest in a barbell first. I don't remember exactly how much the bar and the plates cost me then, but I think it was definitely under 200 ringgit. I'll put up the conversion to USD on the screen later on because I can't quite do the maths right now. My brain isn't working, at least not in that way. So yeah, I got just the barbell and the two 10 kg plates, which is on the barbell right now. And then as I grew stronger, I got more plates. Then the next set of plates that I bought were a pair of 5 kg plates. There you can see. So I didn't go all out. I didn't just, went out and bought them all at once. In fact, I didn't have to go out at all because all of this was just bought online, right? So 5 kg plates were next. And then after that, as I grew more confident with my strength and I was getting stronger, so I went a little bit more hardcore and got two 15 kg, a pair of 15 kg plates. So as of now, my total weight in terms of the weight plates that I have here is 82 kilograms. So that is actually my max, not one rep, couple of reps on my deadlift. So since that's not my max one rep, it means that I can actually go heavier than that. But right now, that's not a priority to get more plates, or otherwise to lift heavier. Not at the moment, because right now, if you've been following me, I'm actually doing a cut, so my focus is more on cardio and fat loss. But I'll probably get back to this weight training routine more seriously and working on progressive strength very, very soon. All right, so as I said, I didn't get all of these all at once. I got just the barbell and a couple of plates first. In fact, if that's all you get without any of the extra gear you see here, that's fine, all right? You don't need all of this, but because I was getting more serious about my training, that's why I started to add to this collection. So with the weightlifting, I do the deadlifts, which is the most essential compound movement in my weightlifting repertoire, and then squats, and I bought the bench much later on when I started learning how to do bench presses. All right, so this is what I've accumulated over time, and the rubber mats obviously are there to protect the tiles there. Otherwise, my mum she wasn't really too pleased when I didn't have the rubber mats there in the first place. So yeah, it's there to do its job. So next in my gym collection is my trusted punching bag here. This is actually my second one. The first one that I got was a pretty cheap one, and obviously it didn't last that long, so I got this Everlast one, which hopefully will be everlasting. You see what I did there? So this one I bought last year, I think just under a year ago, as soon as my old one just, tore completely. I think it holds up to like about 30-40 kilos of stuffing inside. I don't use sand. I just use old clothes, cloths, rags, what have you, and I just stuffed it all inside, right? So you don't have to use sand if you don't have access to sand or wood chips and that sort of thing, which I think is actually a little bit harsher on your joints, because it can get pretty hard. So my recommendation is just to use old clothes and rags, whatever you can find at home. So yeah, this obviously is, for me, it's a cardio workout. All right. Do I think it's essential? Maybe, particularly if you are serious about doing conditioning as well as increasing your cardio strength and capacity, because there's infinite ways basically that you can design your workout with. The most obvious thing you can do with a punching bag is punching, right? So that would be the most integral part of your cardio workouts using this. I normally have 1 minute intervals of just jabs, just straight jabs like that, and then I'll take like a 20-second rest, and then I'll go back and do maybe 5-6 rounds, or however many that I can possibly do in that session. So I would say that this setup here, the punching bag, is more geared towards a HIIT sort of cardio workout, right? If not at least, more anaerobic, to kind of increase my anaerobic capacity as well as work on my conditioning and agility, because I don't just do straight, punches and jabs, but I also do some other sort of martial arts, kicking, kickboxing, and that sort of thing, right? So now we're gonna head back upstairs and see the stuff I have up here. So as you can see, I've got a gym ball, which when I just started out, this was probably my used piece of equipment. Used it a lot for ab workouts, sort of used it to do planks with, push-ups with. So yeah, I would say essential part of my ab routine. The yoga mat, which is pretty essential because I do quite a bit of stretching, and the obvious is yoga. All right, so I highly recommend for you to have this at home. This is actually my third or fourth one, because the older ones just got stretched out more and more, and then my cat also likes to just scratch on it, so it just tore apart, right? Got destroyed by my cat mostly. Next, some resistance bands. The different colors mean different resistance strength. All right, so I think the blue one is stronger than the red one. Pretty essential if you want to work on progressive overload, but you don't have dumbbells or any sort of other weight training gear. So this is inexpensive. These are dirt cheap and are pretty much available anywhere. And I bought these online as well. All right, next, here you see actually two pieces of more cardio equipment. All right, so this being the trampoline, which honestly I don't use as much, all right, because it's not actually mine to begin with, it's my dad's, but since he doesn't use it, so I use it and place it upstairs, you know, where I have easier access to it. And I know it's just outside my room, and you know, it just makes it more, you know, easier for me to just, you know, use it, right? No excuses. And then the other one here is another very inexpensive cardio equipment or gear, which is the skipping rope, right? I used to do more skipping before, at least before I had my knee problem with the tendinitis on my right knee. And yeah, I used to skip almost every day. It was part of my cardio routine. Now not so much, as I do more low impact cardio, and that's possible because I have another piece of cardio equipment which is in my room, and that is the elliptical machine that I have here in my room. All right, so right now it's currently set up as more of a bike, okay, with how I set the handles here. So this was the cheapest I could find online. Cost me around 300 ringgit, all right, for the whole thing. And yeah, I tend to use more of this now. One, because it's low impact and it doesn't really bother my tendinitis as much, my knee as much. And two, my most preferred cardio is actually swimming, but because of the pandemic and the lockdowns, the swimming pools are closed to the public indefinitely. So I really have no idea when I can get back to swimming. So this will have to do for now. This thing here is actually my own kind of poor man's fixture of trying to make the seat a little bit more comfortable, you know, to accommodate for my bigger bottom. So I can find a pad or padding, a seat padding that would fit the size of the seat here. So I bought one actually online, but it's right there, down there. You can see it there. All right. But it's too small, right? So I used one of my fleece blankets and just sort of used some string to tie around and to secure it on the seat. You know, as long as it works, that's all that matters, and it does the job. So in terms of cardio equipment, I think that's pretty much it. Now, back to this part of my room where I have more essentials for my bodyweight and calisthenics routine, which is number one, I have my pull-up bar right up there. Again, a very inexpensive piece of equipment, which I bought online, cost me less than 60 or 70 ringgit. All right, so that was actually, the bar was one that I purchased first out of everything that you see here. Although I didn't actually get to do the pull-up or learn to do the pull-up, you know, first thing, but I just got the bar first, right? Because that was the first thing I saw online. And then another one to help me do the pull-ups would be these assistance bands. So this is probably the strongest one. So it holds quite a bit of weight, right? I think it holds up to like 130 pounds, which is like 60 kilograms, I think, more or less, or 60 plus kilograms. So I am 78 kilograms. So this holds quite a bit of my weight, right? More than, I would say, 2/3 of my weight. So it's really good for you to start off with, you know. And I've been doing pull-ups for a while now, and I still haven't, you know, got that, you know, enough strength to pull my whole entire body weight up. And it's not, you know, there's nothing wrong with still using this. All right, so highly recommend getting one of these. Again, you can get these online. Next to that band are my resistant tubes or resistant bands, and I believe I already made a video about this, one, you know, from a few months ago when I did my video on working out when you are away, when you are working or you're outstationed and you're, you know, on the road traveling. So this, goes without mentioning that this is possibly the most essential equipment that you should definitely have. And then last but not least is my TRX cable here. All right, this is actually the last of all the items that I bought here. Okay, part of my upper body, mostly it's upper body calisthenics workout setup. So this isn't actually the real TRX cable, because the real TRX cable is, I think, close to 700-800 ringgit, and I don't have that kind of money, so I got like one of these generic OEM ones again online, and again they just, they do the job just as well. Okay, I believe they can hold up to 100, maybe a little more, 100 to over 100 kilograms worth of body weight, and it's attached to my pull-up bar right up there, and the pull-up bar can also hold up to about 100 kilograms worth of body weight. So that almost concludes it for this video, but as I promised earlier, I will give you my top recommendations as to the most essential working out equipment that you should have, that every home should have. So for me, since over the years, my main focus was fat loss, because the whole point of doing this fitness journey was to lose weight. So I would say the most important thing that you should get first would be skipping rope, right? Obviously you can do running and swimming and other types of cardio, but because if you want to start out and you want to get something that is not expensive, start with this, all right? And learn it slowly. There is so many tutorial videos that you can find on Instagram, on YouTube, across all the social media platforms. So it's just a matter of picking up one, and you can buy this online, and learning and staying committed, all right, to it. So that's cardio. In fact, that's probably the only piece of cardio equipment that is essential, at least, if you ask me, to start out with, all right? The other stuff would be mostly geared towards strength training. So I would say get yourself a pair of dumbbells. Now, I forgot to show you this earlier. This is obviously part of the whole weightlifting gear that I have, but this is in my room. So this is upstairs inside the house. My barbell and other stuff are outdoors, but this I keep indoors, inside the house, underneath my bed actually, and used to be the only, weightlifting gear that I really ever had, right? And I still use it from time to time, mostly for isolation movements, right? So definitely invest in a good pair of dumbbells, okay? If you can't get bigger dumbbells, you can definitely go for the smaller ones like this. Again, this is very inexpensive. The dumbbell I just showed you before, this heavier one, is a little bit expensive. It can get quite costly, especially if you get one of the branded ones. But yeah, I mean, if you're willing to invest, why not, right? And if you're really cheap, you can make one yourself using detergent containers or bottles. All right, so this one holds almost up to 4 kilograms worth of liquid. So once you're done with the detergent, fill it up with water, and you get yourself pretty solid and heavy piece of weightlifting equipment. Again, use it the same way you would use a dumbbell, and do isolation movements. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you have any questions about weight loss, if you want to ask me, my experience losing weight over the last 3 years, feel free to get in touch, DM me, text me, drop a comment down below. And until the next one, have a good day, everyone. Thanks for watching.